Hi, this is Kelly, and I'm here to answer this exciting question. Where do you get your protein from on the raw food diet? Part 2. I have a part 1 where I show you all kinds of foods with protein in it. But now I want to go deeper into this. Thanks to Scott, who you've seen on my YouTubes. He just called while I was making this amazing YouTube and shared some information with me that's really profound and makes sense. He went to Hippocrates, and he is loaded with information on the raw food diet. He said that where does all life come from? What keeps everything alive on Earth? He kept asking me, what is it? What is it? I go, it's the sun. He goes, exactly. He said, so when the sun comes down, it sends photons. And in the greens, there are the most photons. Photons is what makes up protein. So when like a cow eats grass, they're eating the photons from the grass. And then a man was eating the cow. And he was getting the protein, but it really wasn't from the cow. It was from the grass that the cows were eating. When he first said it, I was like an aha moment. Wow, that makes total sense. Because when you're on the raw food diet, you're getting more energy into your brain. And by the brain getting more energy, you're having a different experience of reality. It's like the photons are moving through the cells, and the cells are more frequent. They're having a bigger pulse. They're more excited. I think they're probably healthier. And that is where you're going to get your protein from, the photons in the greens. So why the greens? Because obviously everything has photons in it. Well, the greens hold the most photons. The chlorophyll in the greens, I think, is what is holding the most photons. I'm going to Google it right now to double check and let you know, and I'll come right back. All right, Scott, you're with us. Go ahead.
Every drop of protein is contained in the leaf of a plant. The foods that have the most protein are the foods that have the most sunlight in it. So how that works is the photons from the sun, which takes 100,000 years to be generated in the sun, once they're generated, it takes 8 minutes to get from the sun to the earth. That energy is contained on the leaf of a plant via photosynthesis. So a baboon, a gorilla, which is the second strongest animal on earth, what does he eat? He eats leaves, but what kind of leaves does he eat? He eats sprouts. The sprouts have more energy than an adult leaf. A baby plant has more energy than a mature plant. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
So that's how it works. So all the fatty acids, minerals, everything is in something that's green, especially protein. So when you choose a cucumber, celery, and sprouts, you've got more protein, a single protein, in that 8-ounce glass, and the average Joe eats in 3 days on the standard American diet. The energy from the sun comes from the photons, and that energy is captured via photosynthesis, and anything that's green, that's how energy from the sun is captured. So like an orange tree, the leaves capture the energy, direct that energy towards the fruit. When you eat the fruit, you're getting the energy from the sun. But the most energy, most protein comes from leaves, anything that's green. So a cow eats grass only, and guess what? A baby calf gains 1,000 pounds eating grass. And what they are is juicers. They chew and chew and chew and chew and chew and swallow, and they regurgitate the pulp back up, and they chew again and swallow again. So that's how a tiger can eat, say, a cow, because the cow eats directly from the earth. But guess what? Humans eat cows now that don't eat grass. So we're not even connected to the earth anymore via good protein. The cow used to eat grass. Now they feed it grain and shit, unnatural food for the cow. So the humans are eating cow cows that basically there's no protein, there's no nothing. And the only way to get protein from an animal is to kill it right then and there, and it drink its blood within 3 minutes. That's the only way to get 17% protein from an animal.
That does not sound good to me.
Yeah, but that's it. That's what Italians do. That's what they do.
Yeah, it's true.
They'll eat the organs of an animal and get the hell out.
Wow, that's wild. Wow.
Does that make sense?
Totally. It's riveting. It's riveting.
And that gorilla is the second strongest animal on Earth. They know what they're eating. What you see them eating, they're eating leaves. But what type of leaves? They're eating the baby leaves.
It's really interesting.
The baby leaves, the sprouts. And if we all die, you know they have a seed bank in Iceland or somewhere, right?
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Okay, what happens when there's a nuclear explosion, nuclear bomb, and everybody, there's one person living on this earth, everything else dies. Every green thing dies. How do you think that person how could that person sustain himself? What would he be eating?
So the seed bank is for the purpose of self-destruction, to save us.
Thank you so much. You know, you're on the YouTube via my iPhone.
I called you for a reason. I forgot what the hell I was asking now.
What did you call for?
I forgot now. Oh, shit.
Oh, right, well, call back. You'll remember.
I know. When I left South Florida, I stopped at what's the phone company?
Yeah.
And I talked to some of the health educators that were going through the program at Hippocrates. They did a liver flush. So it's like 5 days of eating apples and garlic, and they did the olive oil. 2 or 3 or 4 of them had pictures of worms they passed. Dead worms.
Real live ones?
Real live one what?
Live worms?
They were dead when they came out.
Oh, that's
Because of the
good.
garlic.
Oh, the garlic killed him. Oh, yay. Well, we're going to have you back live in person to give us this scoop. Okay?
Cool. All right, I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Scott.
I have never been this happy in my life. And what do when you're super happy? You vibrate love on the universe, which is why we want everybody to thrive and be happy. And I couldn't wait to come have a wheatgrass in the middle of this happiness high, because this is just gonna take me to the moon. I'm very grateful too. That's another thing you feel when you're the happiest you've ever been. You're so grateful to everything in the universe, because you're not doing this alone. Every single person is involved in everyone thriving and everything thriving. Everything supports itself. All the universe supports itself. We're in this together. Let's thrive.
How to get rid of that terrible sugar craving that you have when you start the raw food diet? Well, it is candida. This is a teeny tiny itsy bitsy organism in your digestive tract, and it's starving for sugar, and that's what's making you crave that sugar with such an intensity. So how do you get rid of this craving? You have to starve the candida out of your system by no fruit, no agave nectar, no syrup, no Pepsi, nothing with sugar for 3 months. But it gets easier after the 3rd day, really easy. It's the 3 days that you have to charge through. You can do it. If you love Scott and his bank of valuable information, give this a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss Scott when he comes back to talk to us about worms in your digestive tract.